Tonight, Ben Ingram, 2015 Jeopardy! Tournament of Champions winner from Florence, South Carolina. His specialist subject, the Apollo Space Program. Josh Eldridge, a student from Caswell, Tennessee. His specialist subject, the Pink Panther film, 1963 to 1982. Cory Anotado, interactive production director, Baltimore, Maryland. His specialist subject is the NBC TV series Friends, season 1 through 6. Yeah. And Bob Hagh, marketing manager from Clayton, North Carolina. His specialist subject, the CBS television series The Big Bang Theory. Good evening, I'm Christian Carrion. Welcome to this special edition of Game Show Marathon Mastermind. Tonight we have 4 players eager to jump into their specially written round of questions on their specialist subjects. The way the game works, each player will receive 2 minutes in the specialist subject of their choice, followed by 2.5 minutes of general knowledge. The player with the highest score at the end of tonight's game will receive the title of Game Show Marathon Mastermind.
Spoiler, Ben Ingram.
That being said, may we have our first competitor, please?
Well, I'm trying to make the room look larger. Ooh, this is very comfortable.
Yeah. No, hits.
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah,
whoa, wait a minute.
Do it.
It's scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's even scarier when you think you're just going to fall the whole time.
That's what you get now, just benches in the chair. Whoa.
It's all knees and elbows.
Yeah.
All right.
Your name?
Benjamin Ingram.
Your occupation?
What'd I say it was?
Whatever you want.
Oh, 20. I work for the Game Show Marathon right now.
And your specialist subject?
The Apollo Space Program.
2 minutes on the Apollo Space Program, and your time starts now. From 1961 to 1972, what 2-man flight program developed space travel techniques to support Apollo's mission to land astronauts on the moon?
The Gemini Program.
That is correct. Named by Werner von Braun in 1958, what was the name of the family of rocket boosters used by the Apollo program?
Saturn.
That is correct. The Apollo program was named for Apollo, the Greek god of light, music, and what celestial body?
The Sun.
That's correct. Who was NASA's director of flight crew operations during the Apollo program?
Slayton.
That is correct. What Apollo 12 crew member snuck a camera shutter self-timer?
Beam.
That's correct. Of the 10 letters corresponding to the various types of Apollo space missions, what letter assigned to Apollo 15, 16, and 17?
J.
Correct. Which was the only Apollo mission to carry the Traverse gravimeter experiment, the objective of which was to determine the feasibility of using a gravimeter to learn about the moon's internal structure?
11.
Wrong. 17. What astronaut was the 11th person to walk on the moon?
Cernan.
That's correct. What geochemical component discovered in lunar rock samples and consisting of potassium, phosphorus, thorium, and uranium?
NASA.
That's creep. On January 4th, 1970, NASA announced the cancellation of what Apollo mission?
20.
That's correct. While on the Gemini mission, as part of a prank on the flight controllers, Wally Schirra played what song using a 4-hole Horner harmonica he had smuggled on board?
The Navy song.
Incorrect. Jingle Bells. In early 1969, a year before he retired from NASA and the Air Force, Gemini 7 and Apollo 8 crew member Frank Borman became a special advisor to what airline?
Eastern.
That's correct. In 2009, on the 40th anniversary of Apollo 11, what astronaut collaborated with Snoop Dogg on the commemorative hip-hop song? That's correct. Food and drink were consumed on the moon for the first time when what ceremony took place during the Apollo?
Communion.
That's correct. Although it was eventually aborted due to a power shortage and oxygen tank explosion, the Apollo 13 mission was to explore what lunar formation? That's correct. What was the type and size of golf club that was used to take
600.
several? Yes, sir, that's correct. In a playful spoof of the Apollo 13, I've started, so I'll finish. In a playful spoof of the Apollo 14 insignia hidden among the crew's gear and notebooks, the mission's backup crew replaced the official imagery with Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner, and the mission's name with what 2 words?
Beep beep.
That is correct.
Fuck this.
You had no passes. How's everybody feeling now, huh?
It is.
Benjamin Ingram, you leave the black chair after round 1 with 14 points.
I'm gonna sit here by this stand.
This man picked science. I picked TV show.
Got a little hot in here, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think slapstick. That was a great round, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Someone
Good
decided
Very good questions.
theirs would be the ingredients to s'mores.
Which ingredient to s'mores was invented?
Which one is the tastiest? Impossible. How could you ever?
Correct.
All right. May we have our second competitor, please?
This is giving me the daily anxiety. I'm going to throw up or cry.
How do you think I feel? I'm sitting the fucking thing there.
Same either ways.
Your name?
Josh Eldridge.
Your occupation?
Pass. Student.
And your specialist subject?
The Pink Panther films, 1963 to 1982.
2 minutes on the Pink Panther films. Your time starts now. Originally cast as Inspector Clouseau in the original 1963 film, Peter Ustinov backed out of the project after the departure of what actress who was slated to play the wife of Sir Charles Lytton?
Ursula Andress.
Ava Gardner. In the first film, what is the name of the exclusive skiing resort where Princess Dala relaxes on vacation while Sir Charles Lytton plots to steal the Pink Panther?
Pass.
Cortina d'Ampezzo. What phrase begins the Pink Panther tagline that ends, "So see the Pink Panther twice"?
There's too much. There's so much going on in the movie.
You only live once.
Oh.
In one of the first film's bedroom scenes, what object is placed on a chair next to the bed by Inspector Clouseau, but disappears and promptly returns in the following two shots due to an editing error?
A gun?
His bathrobe. What character's dialogue throughout the first film was dubbed by then 20-year-old Gail Garnett, since the original actress couldn't speak English?
Charles.
Princess Dala. 1964's A Shot in the Dark was not originally written to include Professor Clouseau, but was an adaptation of a stage play, which was in turn adapted from what French play?
Pass.
Lydian. During production of A Shot in the Dark, the professional relationship between Peter Sellers and director Blake Edwards deteriorated. As a result, they didn't collaborate until 1968's The Party, directed by Edwards and co-starring what actress and former wife of Andy Williams, who was convicted for misdemeanor negligent homicide in 1975.
Pass.
Claudine Longet. What was the occupation of Miguel, the murderer of whom Inspector Clouseau is called to investigate at the country home of Paris plutocrat Benjamin Ballard?
Chauffeur?
Yes, sir. As he arrests Maria Gambrelli for the murders of George the Gardener, Dudu, the maid, and Henry Lafarge, Inspector Clouseau himself is arrested 4 times in quick succession. 2 of these arrests are for selling items without a license. What were those 2 items?
Food and guns.
Balloons and paintings. What is the name of Clouseau's aide-de-camp who, at the end of Shot in the Dark, arrests Commissioner... I'll start it so I'll finish. Arrests Commissioner Dreyfus, who at that point had gone mad over his repeated failures in assassinating Clouseau.
Hercule Joy.
That is correct. You had 5 passes. We went over Ava Gardner.
Yep.
We went over You Only Live Once. You passed on Princess Dala. I think I gave you all your answers for your passes.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Sure. So at the end of round 1, Joshua Eldridge, you leave the black chair with 2 points. And may we have our next competitor, please?
I'm hoping everybody else eats it during the general knowledge round.
Wow. This is the least excited I've ever seen Cory for a game show.
I'm not looking forward to this. I'm gonna get my butt handed to me on a silver platter.
Your name?
Sonny Bono.
Your occupation?
Deceased pop star.
And your specialist subject?
The life and times of Christian Carrion. I mean Friends, seasons 1 through 6.
2 minutes on Friends, seasons 1 through 6, and your time starts now. In season 1, episode 11, the one with Mrs. Bing, Monica laments uttering what 2-word repetitive sound to distract an attractive man who subsequently was hit by a car and ended up in a coma. That's correct. In season 1, episode 1, the pilot, what toy does Rachel say Barry, her fiance who she left at the altar, looks like?
Mr. Potato Head.
Yes, sir. A scene in season 1, episode 7, the one with the blackout, features a conversation among the cast regarding the most outlandish places they've ever had sex. A tongue-in-cheek competition that sarcastically ends when Rachel names what location as her craziest.
The foot of the bed.
That is correct. Season 1, episode 21, the one with the fake Monica, involves Monica's credit card getting stolen and maxed out by fake Monica. who Chandler calls a geek while reviewing Monica's credit card statement because fake Monica spent $69.95 on what?
A Wonder Mop.
That is correct. In Season 2, Episode 3, the one where Heckles dies, the friend's titular downstairs neighbor, Mr. Heckles, passes away while doing what in an apparent protest of the noise level upstairs?
Hitting the roof with a broom.
That is correct. Also in Season 2, Episode 3, in a conversation with Chandler, Phoebe asks Chandler to name one woman that he broke up with for a real reason, to which Chandler replies, Maureen Rosia, before Ross interjects by saying, hating what musician is not a real reason?
Kenny G.
Yanni. A subplot in Season 2, Episode 11, the one with the lesbian wedding, involved Joey beginning to appear regularly as Dr. Drake Ramoray in what soap opera?
Days of Our Lives.
That is correct. Part 2 of Season 2's one with the Super Bowl sees Monica and Rachel meeting what action star?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That's correct. In Season 2, Episode 16, the one where Joey moves out, Phoebe and Rachel decide to get tattoos, but their decision is complicated by the fact that Ross doesn't like tattoos and Phoebe doesn't like what?
The needle.
That's correct. Making his first appearance in the one with the sonogram at the end, and his final in the one with the cape, what was the first name of the character portrayed by Elliot Gould?
Jack.
That is correct.
Mr. Jack.
Season 3, Episode 23, the one with Ross's Thing, involves a subplot in which Phoebe dates two guys, Vince and Jason. I've started, so I'll finish. Which of those two men was a burly fireman and not a sensitive teacher?
Jason.
Vince.
I forgot the other name, so I was just like, which name do I remember?
You had no passes. That wasn't so bad.
No!
That's pretty good.
I have now unleashed my anus.
You have unleashed your anus.
No, unleashed.
Or you leave the black shirt with 9 points.
Thank you.
And may we have our fourth and final competitor, please.
What's up, Chris?
You can't say such things.
Your name,
Bob. Hey.
your occupation,
Multimedia manager.
and your specialist subject.
Big Bang Theory.
2 minutes on the Big Bang Theory series to date. And your time starts now. In Season 1, Episode 2, The Big Brand Hypothesis, Leonard hopes to make a good impression with Penny by volunteering to do what for her, before noticing that her apartment isn't tidy and goes on a mission to clean it up.
Get some money from Zach.
Sign for her package.
Oh.
In Episode 8, The Grasshopper Experiment, what character is set up on a blind date by his parents and worries that he won't be able to talk to his date, eventually resulting in the discovery that he can be a conversationalist with the help of alcohol?
Raj.
That's correct. In Episode 11, The Pancake Batter Anomaly, Sheldon catches the flu, but later turns up at what restaurant chain?
Cheesecake Factory.
That's correct. What is the first and last name of the woman with whom Leonard begins a relationship out of jealousy after seeing Penny with a handsome new man in Season 2, Episode 2, The Codpiece Topology?
Leslie Winkler.
That's correct. In Season 2, Episode 7, The Panty Pinata Polarization, Penny finds herself the victim of Sheldon's 3 strikes and you're out policy and is banished from the apartment after she inadvertently touches his what?
Onion ring.
His food, correct. Which of the Big Bang Theory characters' mother's name is Dr. Beverly Hofstadter?
Leonard.
That's correct. In Season 3, Episode 12, The Psychic Vortex, Leonard and Penny go on a double date with what two characters when they argue after Leonard ridicules Penny's belief in psychics?
That is, Howard and Bernadette.
That's correct. Season 3, Episode 2 sees Sheldon and Howard going to comically great lengths to determine the species of what type of creature for a wager they make.
Grasshopper.
That's correct. What's the name of the card game Raj and Sheldon are playing in a tournament during which, in Season 3, Episode 5, the creepy candy coding corollary, Sheldon fails to eat better and exercise and ultimately resorts to living life through a virtual presence device in Season 4, Episode 2, The Cruciferous Vegetable Amplification, because he's concerned that he won't live long enough to see his consciousness be downloaded where?
On the internet.
Into a robot. What real-life tech giant plays himself in the aforementioned episode?
That is Steve Wozniak.
That's correct. Todd Zarnecki hacks Sheldon's... started, so I'll finish. Todd Zarnecki hacks Sheldon's World of Warcraft account in Season 4, Episode 19, The Zarnecki Incursion, causing the guys to avenge him and retrieve what animal companion of Sheldon's?
Llama?
A battle ostrich.
Oh.
You had...
That was pretty good.
You had one pass. What's the name of the card game Raj and Sheldon are playing in a tournament during which in Season 3, Episode 5, Sheldon gets the opportunity to settle an old score with Star Trek's Will Begin. That was Mystic Warlords of Time.
Yes. Those are good questions. I have to give you props for that. That's a good question.
That being said, Bob, at the end of round 1, you leave the black chair with 8 points.
Thank you, sir.
Hey! Well done.
You mean 14 now? Oh, yeah, 13 now.
Welcome back. This is round 2 of Mastermind. In this round, all 4 contestants, in order of their score at the end of round 1, will receive 2.5 minutes of general knowledge questions. Seated in the chair is Josh Eldridge, who scored 2 points in round number 1. Don't do it. You have so much to live for. You scored 2 points on the subject of the Pink Panther film, 63 to 82. You now receive 2.5 minutes of general knowledge. Down the road, not across the street.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
And
Right through the hand.
Mr. Eldridge, your time starts now. What word derived from the French denotes an archway resting on columns or a game player's paradise?
Arcade.
That is correct. Which Andrew Lloyd Webber production took to the West End stage on roller skates in 1984?
Starlight Express.
That is correct. Which soft drink saw sales fall dramatically after a little girl turned orange from drinking too much of it?
Crush.
Sunny Delight. Which police organization is known by its abbreviation FBI?
Federal Bureau of Investigation.
That is correct. What item is most closely associated with the name of jeweler Carl Fabergé?
Eggs.
That's correct. Which director made his breakthrough with MASH in 1970?
Altman.
Robert Altman is correct. What is the word for a person who rejects all products of animal origin?
Vegan.
That's correct. Which African country has the greatest surface area?
Namibia.
The Sudan. What does the abbreviation IQ stand for?
Intelligence quotient.
That's correct. What do you call a word that is created by mixing up the letters of another word?
Spoonerism.
An anagram. What is the name of the breadbasket fundraiser started by John Mellencamp and Willie Nelson in
Farm Aid.
1985? That's correct. A symbol of the American West, what windblown weed is actually a Russian
Tumbleweed.
thistle? That's correct. For how many years are members of the U.S. Senate elected? 2, 4, or 6?
6.
6 is correct. Which strength of wind is categorized as a storm on the Beaufort scale? 6, 8, 10, or 12?
6.
10. What do you call a hand of poker that has 5 cards in sequence of any suit?
Straight.
That's correct. What was the 1948 Tucker torpedo?
A car.
An automobile is correct. If the color of yin is white, what is the color of yang?
Black.
That's correct. Which detective did Telly Savalas play in the TV
Kojak.
series of... That's correct. Which is the largest church in Europe?
Roman Catholic.
St. Peter's Basilica. Which lyricist worked side by side with Leonard Bernstein on the music for West Side Story?
Cohen.
Stephen Sondheim. What is the international code for the U.S. dollar?
USD.
That's correct. What is the name of the UN organization which strives to improve healthcare worldwide?
World Health Organization.
That's correct. What is the name for a combination of cardigan and sweater made of the same material and color?
Pass.
That's a twin set. By what name is dancer and actor Frederick Austerlitz better known?
Fred Astaire.
That's correct. Tallahassee is the capital of what U.S.
Florida.
state? You're welcome. In the Second World War, I've started, so I'll finish. In the Second World War, which nation capitulated on August 15, 1945?
Japan.
That is correct.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
I missed 2, didn't I? I thought I did. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I did. Yes. So, Josh Eldridge, you leave the black chair for the second time with 20 points.
Very nice.
That was an asset right there.
I think that deserves a cheese ball.
That deserves 2 cheese balls.
Jeez.
Speaking of exquisite, Bob Hay. hello.
Hello, sir.
Thank God you didn't go with the rare miniature.
How do you feel after your round on
Pretty good.
Train Theory?
Pretty good, yeah.
This will be your 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes,
Sounds
excuse
good.
me, on general knowledge. Your time starts now. Which prominent New York architect was murdered by millionaire Harry K. Thaw in 1906?
Right.
Stanford White. What is the more popular name for the painting Arrangement in Gray and Black, the artist's mother?
It's, pass.
Whistler's mother.
Last
What colorful term do retailers and shoppers use to describe the day after Thanksgiving?
Black Friday.
That's correct. When a soldier is ordered to about face, in which direction should he turn? Right, left, or north?
North.
Right. The direction right.
Okay, gotcha.
Claw and ball, padfoot, and Irish triffid are all styles of what?
Pass.
In 1991, which actor burst onto the movie scene playing a hitchhiker and charmer in Thelma and Louise?
Pass.
By what name is the vegetable Beta vulgaris esculenta cruenta better known?
Eggplant?
Beet. If you're told to go to Helsinki, to what country are you headed?
Finland.
That's correct. On board which ship Christopher Columbus first sailed to America?
That is the Santa Maria.
That's correct. What are the vessels which conduct the blood away from the heart?
That's the capillaries.
That's the arteries. Who raps and sings opposite Nelly Furtado on her single Promiscuous?
Jay-Z.
Timbaland. At the 1988 Democratic Convention, what lady Texan claimed George Bush was born with a silver foot in his mouth?
Pass.
What do you call a fraction in which the numerator is larger than the denominator?
Improper.
Improper fraction is correct. In Vegas, what is the name of the box from which decks of cards are dealt?
Glove. Glove.
Shoe.
Shoe.
What is the name of the study concerned with human destiny and the position of the stars?
That is theology.
Astrology. What was Gobb's part-time job on Arrested Development?
Pass.
He was a magician. What term describes a building constructed at a factory then shipped to a site and assembled?
Pass.
Which husband and wife team starred in The Taming of the Shrew in 1967?
Pass.
What does the term big board mean to Wall Street followers?
That is the stock exchange.
More information.
The New York Stock Exchange.
That is correct. Whose rules of order is the final word on parliamentary procedure?
King George.
Roberts. What type of craft work can be made by coiling? I've started, so I'll finish. What type of craft work can be made by coiling, throwing, and slab building?
I don't know.
No answer?
Paper mache. I don't know.
Ceramics, pottery.
Oh, okay. Oh.
All right. You passed on a few. What is the more popular name for the painting arrangement in gray and black? The artist's mother is Whistler's mother.
That's one, yeah.
Claw and ball, padfoot, and Irish triffid are all styles of feet and furniture. In 1991, Brad Pitt burst onto the movie scene playing a hitchhiker in
Interesting.
Louise. By what name is the vegetable Beta vulgaris esculenta cruenta better known? It's a beet. So, Bob Hay, at the end of the game, you leave the black chair with a total of 13 points.
Thank you, sir.
United States.
Hey, Cory.
Hi.
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 Feeling all right after your friend's question?
I have to sleep.
Are you still?
I'm good.
Was it still better than you thought?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling good.
Good.
Feeling good.
Excellent. You have your 2.5 minutes on general knowledge.
Thank you.
And your time
You okay?
starts now. What is the name of the circular, lattice frame, felt-covered dwelling used by nomads of Central Asia?
A yurt.
That is correct. Which operatic tenor has been blind since the age of 12?
Pavarotti.
Andrea Bocelli.
They're all the same.
EPS is the portion of a company's profit allocated to each outstanding share of stock. What do the initials stand for?
Pass.
As of 2003, the Secret Service that protects the president became part of what federal department?
The Treasury?
Department of Homeland Security.
Sure.
The brainchild of Catherine de Medici. What sort of garment features slimming whale bones?
You can pass on that one.
What is the name of Warren Beatty's famous sister?
Ooh, things I should know. Pass.
What is the meaning of the culinary term al forno?
Pass.
The Aegean Sea separates Greece and which country to the east?
France.
Turkey. What was Ho Chi Minh City known as before 1976?
Saigon.
That's correct. Which psychological concept refers to the other I in a person?
The third eye?
The alter ego.
Okay.
Boondoggle is a slang term for a scheme that wastes time and what else?
Money.
That's correct. Which American poet used lowercase letters and little punctuation to form part of his poems?
E.E. Cummings.
That's correct. Borrowing notes from The Music Man, what was the only Broadway show tune recorded by the Beatles?
Pass. I'm sorry.
Which colorful phenomenon appears at a 42-degree angle to the rays of the sun?
Rainbow.
That's correct. What governmental system did Winston Churchill call the worst form of government, except for every other one?
Democracy?
That's correct. Which part of the atom is not part of the nucleus? Protons, neutrons, or electrons?
Electrons.
Electrons is correct. At 5'3", who is the NBA's shortest player? Tiny Archibald, Muggsy Bogues, or Slick Watts?
Muggsy Bogues.
That's correct. What does the IT abbreviation ROM stand for?
Read only memory.
That's correct. According to legend, who cut Samson's hair?
Delilah.
That's correct. Which character in Family Guy ended up in a wheelchair after falling off a roof while fighting the Grinch who stole Christmas presents from orphans?
The guy who's Rob Riggle's voice. Pass.
Hogans and Wickiups were dwellings inhabited by what group of people?
The Nomads.
Native Americans.
Sure.
Famous for splashing paint on his canvases, what American artist became known as Jack the Ripper?
Pollock.
That's correct. Woo! All right.
Ooh. I'd ask what to do in an event of a tie, but I think Ben can get 6.
Least passes.
Least passes? Good game. Good game. Good game. Well done. I passed on 45 of them.
You want to hear the ones you passed on?
You know what? You tell them, because I have to poop again.
Oh, go for it. We'll talk about it later. 20 points. Tell me. Oh, okay.
Hey, do you need the buzzer?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
EPS stands for earnings per share.
Sure.
The brainchild of Catherine de Medici, what sort of
Corset.
garment features swimming whale bones? Is a corset.
Corset.
What is the meaning of al forno? Means prepared in the oven.
That's everything. That's all the food.
Not all of it.
All of it.
No,
All the
Borrowing
food.
notes from The Music Man, what was the only Broadway show to be recorded by the Beatles?
Thanks.
Till There Was You.
Oh, that is a song.
Yeah.
Dance for money, cause I gotta poop.
Which character in Family Guy ended up in a wheelchair? That's
Joe.
Joe Swanson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cop.
Point for Rob Riggle.
Oh, I was trying to download the thing, but then I had to download
Alright, I guess I
the
better
phone.
get
Gotta
Give
keep
this
dancing. Still gotta poop.
I'm getting fired up too
Can
much.
you comment on Twitch?
See if I can sit in it correctly this time. Oh, it's so warm.
I gotta poop.
Smells great.
Yeah.
That's a true intimidation.
Oh. Ooh, it's very comfortable.
Oh, I figured
Is there wind music,
it
Cory?
was a spot.
Is there what?
There's
No,
never
no.
been music.
Okay.
Someone wins and they move on.
You know what? There will be win music if someone donates after Ben gets 7 questions right.
Hi, Ben.
Hey,
You have 14 points. The lead is 2 players you had at 20. You need more than 6 correct answers in order to win
alright.
tonight's championship.
All right. Try. Yeah.
Let's replace all these questions with the ones from Pokemon Bezer Wizard.
Oh, crap. Pokemon.
All right.
Not for me.
Name any Pokemon.
General knowledge.
Alright.
2.5 minutes. Your time starts now. With 43 rooms and 13 skylights, what Roman neoclassic home did Thomas Jefferson call home?
Oh, Monticello.
That's correct. The Dance of the Sugar Home Fairy appears in which popular ballet?
Nutcracker.
That's correct. What might a farmer call an asset that, once paid off, will produce consistent cash flow over its lifespan?
Depreciated.
A cash cow. What does the postal abbreviation RFD stand for?
Rural farm delivery.
Rural free delivery. Gate leg, drop leaf, and spiker leg are all styles of what?
Pass.
The son of a greengrocer, which master of suspense was born in Leytonstone, England in 1899?
Hitchcock.
That's correct. From which country does the bitter Fernet Branca spirit originate?
France.
Italy. In which country is the port of Tampico?
Tampico. That's Mexico.
That's correct. What was the nickname of World War I's most successful German fighter pilot, Manfred
Red Baron.
von Richt? That's correct. What is the Latin term for the stiffness of a corpse?
The rigor mortis.
That's correct. In the animal world, if flies buzz and geese hiss, what do hyenas do?
They laugh.
That's correct. From which Tennyson poem do these lines come? Into the Valley of the Death wrote the 600.
Oh, Charles of Light Brigade.
That's correct. Who scored a hit single in 2006 when they sang Not Ready to Make Nice?
Pass.
Which is the world's tallest living animal?
The giraffe.
That's correct. After a 16-year hiatus, what former Sandinista was re-elected president of Nicaragua in 2006?
Carlos.
Daniel Ortega.
Oh.
Which 2 numbers are used in the binary system?
0 and 1.
That's correct. Who ate all the dots while avoiding the ghost in the Japanese arcade game released in 1980?
Pac-Man.
That's correct. What type of car does the abbreviation NPV stand for?
Non-permitted vehicle.
Multi-purpose vehicle. Who was the first non-Italian to be elected pope since 1532?
John Paul II.
That's correct. On Friends, what was the name of Ross's monkey?
Marcel.
That is correct. Excuse me. Which noted American architect's winter home, Taliesin West, is
Frank
located in
Lloyd
Scranton? That is correct. Which acclaimed playwright went on to become the first president of the Czech Republic?
Václav Havel.
That's correct. Which car company's logo features 3 red diamonds?
The Saturn.
Mitsubishi. The RCMP enforces the federal laws throughout Canada. What do the initials RCMP?
Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
That is correct. Inspired by mussels and scallops, which oil company introduced its pectin emblem to the world in 1904?
Shell.
That's correct. Who directed and starred in Dancing with Wolves in 1990? That's correct. Which exclusive fungus grows on tree roots and is rooted out by trained dogs or pigs?
Pass.
Which country lies to the south of Kenya?
Tanzania.
That is correct.
Fuck you.
But it won't be
Do you want to hear the ones you passed on, or do you care?
I don't care.
All right.
I wouldn't have gotten them.
Ben Ingram with 32 points. You are this year's feature.
That was a new
Shocker! And that does it for Mastermind. Stay tuned.